Good evening, everybody. My name is Todd Bright. Welcome to All in Gestures workshop feedback and Q&A session. We do this each week, Wednesdays from 8 Eastern Time until 9. And we got a lot of drawings to go through tonight. And also, I just wanted to mention that this month is our 5-year, 250 workshop anniversary. So, yeah, we're going to have lots of fun this month, especially celebrating our founding members. Actually, we have 2 sessions that we're going to look at drawings from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We also have a Jedi, which was this last week. So anyway, so we're playing catch up, looking at lots of stuff, and let's get into it, shall we? Okay, here we go. So first up, we have RW. Awesome. We have this was from the Jedi week, and there's another Jedi, and this was a Buffy. All right. So what we're going to do is just kind of start here at the beginning. And so this was a cool pose, I remember. Yeah, I just wanted to simplify a few things there, RW. So maybe just simplifying some stuff. I like the lean that you got with the body. That was really good. I want to think of that big motion there. I don't mind that you bent the leg under there. Let's see, I might push it back a little bit. And I always tell everybody, including myself, right, to draw through the form, especially with these big capes on. But I also want to use this cape. It's such an awesome shape just to help simplify some stuff, okay? And let's see here. Let's stick what you got. I think his head got a little far forward. I could see you. I'm almost going to in between the 2 heads. I saw you did a quick correction drawing there. Let's see, he's got that cool Jedi hood on. So yeah, I'm just going to reattach. It looks like his head is so far forward it would almost mean he has a really long neck. So all that to say, just going to simplify that out a little bit. I like the angle of your head better than mine here, but that was really fun. Our model, Ralph, did a great job. And after 250 workshops, I still can't believe we haven't done Jedi yet. What? We did Rey, I remember a while back it was like a mermaid mashup when we did, it was like a May the 4th be with you. And so we did a mermaid / Rey, and that was really fun. But we never did like an Obi-Wan or anything. So yeah, all that to say, just kind of putting it together a little bit, simplifying that shape, using that cloak, a little bit to get that lean in there. Man, there we go, buttons, there we go. And yeah, I think he had that cool shirt on, but anyway, there you go. That's all. Just a little nudge, just pulling that together. All right, moving on. I'm gonna move this over. There we go. Get that out of the way there. And what else we got here? This one I liked. I thought this was really cool. You had like this really neat leading with the shoulder, almost like he's pulling up. Or this way, I guess, in the camera, but pulling up, really nice. I just thought that was pretty good there. Okay. If I were to do anything, I might play around a little bit with a little bit of anatomies. Hey, what's up, Dory? I see you over there in the chat. Awesome. Matterhorn Monster. What's up, Mr. Ron? I see you over there, dude. Awesome. I don't know if you're still in the Instagram chat or not. But yeah, Instagram. If you got any questions, throw it in there, man. So yeah, I might round it a little bit because I think you could still lead with that shoulder. I like that move. Very cool. I'm just going to go over your head there real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like maybe the arm got a little bit small, a little short, I mean, as far as the length and proportion goes. But yeah, I like the feeling. I'm just kind of messing with it a little bit, just kind of rounding it out. So think of that, a little bit of anatomy going on under there. We have your lat muscle will be under there. This will be the armpit, right? And you have your deltoid. I know we had that big, whatchamacallit, jacket thing. Karate gi, I don't know. I think it had sleeves on it, and you could drag it a little bit. And his cool Jedi hair. That's all. But other than that, yeah. Now I'm just farting around. Sorry. Very nice RW. Really good feeling. And I'm just kind of adding a little bit of structure to it, and a little bit of direction with that arm. Cool. Alrighty. All right. So the last drawing for you, RW, you had submitted a question with it to take a look. Good evening, Sensei. Hello, Dory. Yes. Hello, Ninja. Anyway, real quick, for those of you who are on Instagram, Q&A. What's up? You could ask me how the weather is, too. Let's see. All right, so this was shifting gears a little bit to Buffy, and she had referenced a pose of her taking her jacket off, but what I liked, RW, with your description, you were thinking a lot about the performance here. You had some ideas that you were implementing, And I think one of the ideas with the acting was, well, I guess there was a lot going on. Some of it was subtle, and I think you were referencing the pose where she was looking more like this over her shoulder, and she was just taking off the jacket that she was wearing, and you're kind of giving a side eye. So with all of your description, I'm not sure how to direct. And she's holding the wooden stake in her mouth, which is kind of funny. And, excuse me, coffee. Let's see here. Kind of drawing tiny here, but I almost want to give her that ponytail. And I'm just trying to add some stuff here that just to help shrink that down a little bit. Try to get on the same level as your proportions here. I think I'm gonna have to figure this one out a little bit slow here. Dory says, drinking coffee at 8 p.m. I'm certainly amongst my people. I know, I could totally pass out after this too, so it doesn't affect me as far as sleep goes. At least not yet. One of these days, it's gonna backfire. Like if she's taken the jacket off, maybe have it flop around a little bit. Let's see here. And maybe, let's see. I hope I'm answering your questions. I might bring that hand over, like she has something behind her back, and like try to bring that arm out for silhouette readability kind of thing. Let's see, just to engage it and watch her proportions a little bit. She got a little short, so I'm just gonna bring those legs down real quick. And she had the skirt on. All right, well. So, yeah, just kind of tweaking, Excuse me. That's always nice in a microphone. All right, good time. So, yeah, I think I just engaged that other arm. That's probably the big thing I did. Gave her a little bit of girly stuff going on with the, bringing that torso a little higher. Just watching those proportions a little bit. Legs got a little squatty and short. And we want to make sure that we're pushing the proportions a little bit in a good way and just being mindful of that. But I liked all your insight in what you were trying to do. So yeah, I dig it. Getting that backstory in our mind is really helpful. So yeah, okay, let's move on. Thank you so much for submitting all those good things. All right, gonna get that out of the way. Okay, here we go. All right, Megan. All right. Yeah, that's this pose that we just did, but this is more the take that the model was doing. I'm gonna shrink that down a little bit. Looks like cutting the head off here. Bear with me. How's it going over there, Instagram? Oh, cool. I see you over Frankie Bay and RW over in YouTube. Thanks for joining us over there. I forgot to look over there. There you are. Awesome. You are so welcome. Very cool. Okay. So I think with this one, with this take, I think our proportions got a little bit short in the legs as well, but I think you got some nice subtle stuff happening here, Megan. Okay. Let's see here. I'd start flipping mine. Mine are, oh no, this is last week's. That's Jedi. My Buffy's. I don't think I've even looked through mine yet since our class. Just kept me very busy, so I haven't done a lot of posting or anything. All right, here we go. Let me move this up. I decided to make my proportions longer, but I'm running out of space here. All right, come on, Photoshop. Here we go. Part of me is tempted, Megan, to drop the shoulder. I'm wondering if we could get like a pulling down kind of a vibe, just like maybe like, I know the jacket wasn't like draping, hanging off of her, but maybe, I don't know, I'm just trying to think here, how can we make this more entertaining? Even though it's a very subtle pose. Not every pose is going to be this dynamic action, we can't just do that all the time, right? But we do want to figure out ways to find entertainment in subtle things. So let me just block in, just for the sake of it, a few things here. She had her cool boots on, right? Megan says she's decaf all day. What? It's kind of like near beer. All right. Okay, hang on. Just trying to wrap my head around this a little bit. Got those pretty good bangs going on. Yeah, that was a fun week when we did this. Let's see. Yeah, when I look at the shoulder, your back shoulder, I like that you have the shoulder up there. But I think your arm got a little long. And so when you put it on the belly there, I think the proportions got a little bit long in that back arm. So anywho, all right. So yeah, I just mainly just messing with proportions a little bit, okay? And just wondering if is there something we could do with the jacket here. I want to make it look like a jacket. Yeah, this side. I know she had the sleeves on there. Anyways, yeah, the main thing I guess was a little bit of proportions going on, and I tried to pull down that shoulder just to try it. I don't know, because there's some stuff I really like in yours. But yeah, that's all. All right, moving on. It's been a long day. I'm just kind of noodling. We have a lot to get through, so I better speed up. All right, so this was a sitting pose. Let's see here. She's looking at her her cross there, a choice weapon for hunting vampires. Very good. What's going on over there? Instagram, I see you. Awesome, awesome. All right, cool. Let's see here. Well, I'm just gonna start noodling a little bit. I think we could get a little bit. It gets a little choppy. Let's see. I know it was on her neck, right? That was a necklace, and it was still attached to her neck. I love that you did break the silhouette of her body a little bit, but I want to push it a little further as a drawing. I want to always push clarity, right, in the silhouette, which you did with that cross. I could see it, which is good. But I wonder if we could take it a little more over. And the other hand, she's got, looks like her stake is in that hand, her wooden stake, not a porterhouse. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's see here. I think we could break that wrist. What's nice, what the model did, was she was just kind of like, her arm was completely resting on that back leg, and the wrist is broken, not like physically, but you know, like kind of like at the joint, the wrist is hanging down backwards a little bit, or you know, palm up, right? And she's holding her stake. There we go. Yeah. And this leg is going to go back into space a little bit. You got your foot back there. So yeah, I'm just tweaking. You know, you always want to think of those joint breaks, and this is something that was drilled in to me in my animation days. Was like when you're animating something, you might lead, like if this arm is going to come back like this, like you would lead with your shoulder and then your elbow, maybe it comes down and around, and that wrist is going to break. So the joints are constantly breaking and overlapping and things like that. And so it's those little subtle things that really make the movement work. And I would say it's the same thing even in a single pose. It's like it could add a little bit of nice subtlety. So pay attention to those joints. Okay. All right, that's all. Thank you for submitting. So something like that. And I just kind of like brought out, where is it? Pushing too many buttons. There we go. Brought out the silhouette a little bit. Okay, so anyway, thanks, Megan. Looks like we're gonna go the full hour tonight. We got lots of drawings. Okay. Yeah, last week we couldn't do Redline Live because we had a family sickness going on, and it was like, nope, not doing that. Mr. Okay, dude. This was Dory's week of, it was your suggestion to do Buffy. That was a great one, man. So much fun. Okay, let's see here. Looks like she is vanquishing a whatchamacallit, a vampire. And let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to find this pose here. Okay, so lots of good stuff going on, but there's a few things I want to adjust. I like that you are pushing this pose. What we're gonna do is try to bring some of this together. Yeah, because I remember the model's pose was a bit more a model posing, like, hiya, right? But she wasn't like in the act of battle, which is, as artists, it's like our job, right? We get to take that reference and plus it and push it. And I think you did some of that, which is good. But I want to get these parts working together. I'm going to go with your idea of, like, let's see, this line of action here. Let's see. I'm just going to try it first. Let's see. Yeah. You're doing great, Megan. I see you over there in the comments. Oh, yeah. It's all growing pains. We all go through it forever. In my mind, it's like we're always growing, always learning. It never ends. Let's see. And that's a good thing. There's always something to learn. I'm learning a ton. Not only at work, but, you know, doing this workshop too. So, what'd you do there? You have that hair, I guess, in the front or the back. Let's see. I'll bring that arm up. I see she did that. Okay, yeah, she had her jacket on, which is cool. Yeah, man. So let's see. I'm just kind of doodling here to try to define what we're up to. Yeah, I'm straightening that leg. I'm turning her foot. I think that's maybe one thing that's throwing me off a little bit, is her foot should probably, if you're going to do that straight of a leg, will probably be pivoting towards us a little bit more with her boots on, right? And then your stake idea here. Yeah, man. Just trying to, it looks like the parts got in the way rather than the flow of the whole, if that makes sense. So getting that flow down and then building off of that movement. But when you build just the top and then you build the bottom sometimes, if you're not checking, as if you go that route, if you're not constantly checking the whole and you just focus on top and then you focus on bottom, things get a little bit disjointed and they start to feel that way a little bit. Okay, so yeah, other than that, I do love that you pushed it. So there, but I'm just trying to lock it in. All right, Dory. Thank you, sir. And now it's Corey and Dory. Hello, Art Jordan says, hello, I'm a beginner French artist. I love your style. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us over there. And again, I know I've just been kind of doodling here, working on our students' feedback session. But if you guys have any Q&A, let me know. But thanks for the shout out. All right, got a lot in here. I just kind of threw in for Corey. I'll probably just pick one. And then we'll, let's see, we'll move on. Maybe one of each, I don't know, we'll see. Proportions got a little bit. With this one, when I think about this movement, she was lunging at the vampire, right, with her stake, right? I feel like I almost want something to drag a little bit. Everything is so straight, or, diagonal in one direction. It's almost feeling a little flat. So I'm trying to, what can we do here? Just to break up that, we were talking a second ago about, breaking joints. This makes me think of which part is leading the action, right? And so if she's gonna do this, what do you call that? Wooden stake up here thing, and she's gonna lunge, right? So you can't really see me. Where am I? There I am. If you're gonna do this thing where the stake's up here, and you're gonna lunge with the whole body, which is what she was doing, right? In the pose, like the head, that leg, I'm gonna leave it where you got it, that front leg. So she's probably taking a step, and she's leading with that leg, and so let's do that. Let's just leave it there. Let's sketch over here a second. I'm gonna fix that leg a little bit though, proportions wise, right? So that's firmly planted. So let's say, in the order of things happening in this action, that was the first thing. So boom. And now that's firmly planted in the ground. Her back leg, I'm going to leave that. I just might tweak it a little bit. Okay. Proportions wise. And she's in motion, so you can have that skirt blowing somehow, Let's see. Excuse me. I knew this is the end of the day. Coffee drinking. Put it in me. Okay. So all that's going to go. So I'm going to leave that. I just tweak proportions. But I think I want to drag a little bit maybe the arc of her back, and maybe her arms. They're not quite arriving yet. Okay, so I almost want to, at least that's the thought. Let's try it. Okay, I know she had a big jacket on, or, well, not a big jacket, a little jacket. I think that's what it is, man. I want to drag those arms a little bit more. Okay, let's see if it helps. Still a little bit can be done here, I think. Maybe do what you did. I'll tuck that chin a little bit instead of sticking it out. And I like that you have her hair blowing, so I'm just gonna plus that a little bit. Cool. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I think that was all. Just dragging. Figure out, this motion, really thinking motion. Okay? And just dragging a little bit. So anyway, that's all. Moving on, man. Good stuff though, Mr. Dude. All right, moving that over. Let's see how many more we got here. 1, 2 more. We're doing all right. Let's pick a Jedi. You did some nice stuff there. Nice Jedis. That was another Buffy. With this one, here we go. Megan had a question. With the arm drag and the Buffy pose here, is there any room for a smear in gesture drawing, or do we have to save that sort of thing for finished animation? I say go for it. Why not? Put a smear in there. Make it fun. Have fun. It's okay to have fun. This isn't rocket science. I was watching a Elon Musk interview today and talking about SpaceX and rocket stuff. I don't know. So that's rocket science. This is not rocket science. We didn't risk anybody's lives today with what we do for a living, so just trying to draw pretty things. Well, okay, I said I was going to do a Jedi one. I really want to tweak this one. Let's do a Jedi. Let's do a Jedi. Let's see here. There's this one. Okay, that one and that one. Let's see here. Hold on. Hang on, everybody. I don't know. This is cool. I think he has some cool stuff going on here. I'm really digging your confident lines, Corey. Really confident line. Yeah, I don't know. There was this one. There was this one. Okay. And the other one that I was just looking at, I dig it. I was just trying to think, well, maybe we could tweak the proportions and the legs and things like that. But I really liked some of the stuff going on. With these things, with these action-y kind of poses, I always want to try to push it a little bit. His head got a little bit. It's almost like his chin is tucked in so much. He almost looks like he's nervous, or maybe I want to fight. You know, like instead of Jedi confident of either he's ready, like he's taking a ready position, or he's yeah, or in the middle of the action, that kind of thing. But I might bring his head out and just, you know, consider where it's connected, right, with the pit of the neck there as a guide. And one thing about Jedis is they're very confident. You know, like they're all about, you know, balance and all that stuff. But they're warriors. You know, they have full confidence in the Force and in their abilities. It looks like I made my head really big there, so that's my fault, not your drawing's fault. So yeah, just bringing that forward there. Okay, yeah, that's all. Bring it out. Bring it on, he says. All right, moving on. Thank you so much for submitting so much work, Corey. Man, we got lots of drawings tonight. Here we go. Okay, let's get through it. We can do this. We got Mr. Scott next. This was a Buffy, and I thought this was great, Scott. I really love it. Great, Scott. Really good, man. Really nice feeling. Yeah, I always love your confident line and decision making. This one I think this was similar to the other pose. Let's see. And yeah, I could see, yeah, it is that pose. Okay. Where she's lunging forward, right? Let's see here. Let me try to get on board here in the animation brain. Yeah, I feel like maybe the chin out is throwing me off. But I wonder too if we could, so I'm just gonna experiment, Mr. Scott. But I almost want to, since you're committing this leg being up, so I'm gonna leave that where you got it. Yeah, because I know you're no, what do you call that? Slouch when it comes to exaggeration. You go for it, which I always love that. Let's see here. Yeah, because we were looking at, whose was that? Corey's? I forget. That whole leaning back one. This is like a step further. Like she's like running at this guy, you know. What's cool is you do have a little bit of arc back with that. Let's see here. I almost wonder if we should tuck her chin a little bit. Let's see here. Bear with me. I'm still doodling over here. Never mind my radio silence. I think tucking the chin rather than extending it. Or if you're going to extend it out, I feel like we should bring her body forward. Maybe even a little bit more, like she's really leading with that body. So anyway, all right. The main thing is I wanted to tuck that chin, and I think you could have committed the body a little bit more of that lean. But I love that you were going for it with the action and the running. So anyway, just my 2 cents. Being picky, gotta be picky with Mr. Scott. All right, cool, man. I think we have one more artist. We got through it, everybody. Look at that, Miss Sarah. Okay. Let's see. We got a couple of Jedi Knights happening here. Very nice. Yeah, cool stuff. I like it. I don't know. What will I say here, Sarah? What will I say? I don't know. Oh, hang on. Uh-oh. Being Wheel of Death. Don't do it. Photoshop. Not on live TV. Don't do it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so he's got his sword. He's in his ready position here. I don't know. I like that you pushed the pose a little bit so he's leaning forward. I think Mr. Ralph was a little bit more of that leaning back, kind of like, you know, ready, but yours is a little bit more of that forward motion, but I like that. Yeah, I don't know. I might just be wary of a little bit of proportion stuff. It's just me being picky. I don't want to mess with your head. I like it. All that fun. It looks like he had some fun this week. Our model Ralph is fantastic. It's always great having him in the studio, but I feel like we can maybe just watch those proportions a little bit. And there's a lot of, okay, I'm gonna observe something here, Sarah, okay? There's a little bit of intersection happening here with the sword, or not sword, lightsaber, and the arm. There's a little bit interesting of a thing going on there, and these are parallel, but I feel like we can do something to break that up a little bit, because what I like about yours, and this is unfolding as I dissect a little bit, what I like about yours is you really put a focus on his face. You took some time there and made a nice expression and scruffy and all that stuff. Really cool. So let's mess with the body a little bit. I'm going to drop that arm and try to clear the road here to let this arm, this second arm, hang on, I'm just going to block in real quick here. I said I wanted to mess with those proportional. Yeah, I love that robe. So good. All right, hang on. Sorry, I was changing things. I just wanted to block in. Looks like you got a little bit short. Anyway, so all that to say, I'm going to drop this shoulder a little. Let's see if I can keep your arm there. And I'm going to drop this hand, or this arm, just a little bit, and try to clear up that space. I'm going to see if it helps. And with this sleeve, just want to watch those. I might have pushed that a little bit hard on the triangular shape there, but let's see. I'm just kind of clearing this area a little bit. Does that make sense? Okay, that's all. Messing with it, proportions a little bit. I found a fun area to be picky on. Looks like a little bit of, it's like the chin and the sword are kind of, what do you call that? A tangent. So I kind of cleared that a little bit, dropped that down, and I dropped that arm to kind of open up this area as a whole, okay? A little bit, so probably could have dropped it even more now that I'm looking at it. So yeah, we always want to try to find those little things that are going to point the viewer to the area of interest, or it's going to feel like when we drop open these areas and things like that and pay attention to those negative spaces, it's going to show the focus of your character more. It's like the greater than, here, I'll do it here. You know, like the greater than and less than sign, you know, whatever. it's like it's opening that up. Okay, so, okay, that's all I got. Well, you guys, we made it through. Look at that. I got through all the drawings. I'm so happy. And thank you guys so much for your work this week. And I kind of wasn't paying attention to our Instagram, so I'm sorry if I missed your questions. Oh, Mr. Jordan, what is your schedule for these? Laugh out loud. My schedule for these drawings? Well, you're in it, man. They take as long as we need as on this Wednesday night. But if you want to come draw with us, that schedule is on Saturday mornings for an hour. And you can join us at allingesture.com. Sign up. And this weekend is our first celebration. We're having our founding members choose our themes for us. And so this week, we're going to be doing Link from Legend of Zelda. And yeah, so that's going to be really fun. And you heard it here first on Redline Live. So yeah, come draw with us. And Art, Jordan, do you have a method to draw the human body and have correct proportions? Excuse me. I do. I would say start with a line of action. Let's see here. Start with a line of action, okay? Find your angles for shoulders and hips, and find also your feet where they land on the ground, and you can start to relate just in those early stages, just that line of action and finding your angles and your head angle, and that sets you up like right away for really good proportions. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, and then come practice all that with us. That's right. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your week. We will see you Saturday morning, and it's going to be awesome. And again, we're celebrating 5 years / 250 workshops together, so I'm super pumped about. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. You guys have a great night. All right, bye.